So I'll make a general set of comments and then I'll ask David to talk about sort of the technology side of it. When I think about where SDN is manifesting itself relative to the way we're communicating today, it's really more in the automation layer than it is in the disaggregation between the two, hardware and software. But I'll be clear about what our play is in both. Number one, when you disaggregate the control and you pull the policy and the management up from the box to a cloud layer, that's really one of the key benefits that has always been possible with SDN. And I think that's what you're beginning to see with what David showed today on stage, and what you're going to see come from us over the next few months is just this ruthless focus on automation through that extraction of the policy and the security and the management. As it relates to the disaggregation of hardware and software, I've been very clear that to the extent that our customers would like to see us disaggregate our hardware and our software, we're very much open to it. And we frankly are, you can talk about how we're already beginning to execute on that.
Right.
Most customers, and I don't say this because it could be perceived as being negative for Cisco, most customers don't see the benefit in breaking up a traditional solution like an integrated piece of hardware and an integrated piece of software unless you're going to do something completely different with it, like you want to virtualize it and run it somewhere else. So what we do see are use cases where the software alone will be deployed in different ways, and David can take you through how we think about that.
So let's look at the software question first and kind of disag, and then we'll go into SDN. So when you look at, traditionally our products have been what we call integrated systems, right, or embedded systems, where you have a piece of hardware, you have a piece of software, you tightly integrate them together, usually for price performance, and you deliver them to customers as an appliance. Right now our customers want to say, hey, I want to use that software in other places. So that software may perform a function, and maybe a routing function, and maybe a switching function, and maybe a security function. I need to deliver that on a different part of my network in a different way. It could be I want to deliver it on a different piece of hardware. It could be I want to deliver it in a public cloud. So the idea for us is we have a software asset, and then I want to deliver that software asset to the market how my customer wants to consume it. If they want to consume it on a platform in their network, I'll build them the absolute best platform we can. That's what we do that extremely well. If they want that piece of software as a way that they can run it in a hypervisor, or they can run it on bare metal on a box in their network, we'll give it to them that way. If they want it in the public cloud, because my traffic's in the public cloud and I want to use the functionality for your routing or your security, and I want to buy it through Amazon or Azure Marketplace, we'll give it to them that way. The key thing is it's all the same piece of software. So you get the same functionality everywhere, and we get the economies of scale of development. I don't want to develop different software for each of those ways I go into it. And the customers, when this disaggregation question comes up, you start with like, why do you want to do that? And a lot of it is because maybe you want more agility. There's parts in your network, maybe they're low bandwidth. I want to be able to dynamically do different services at low throughput rates, and so I just want pieces of software I can run on a general purpose piece of hardware. So in general, I look at the portfolio as a large piece of software that I'm going to deliver to customers in the way they want to consume it, and then kind of have common licensing across them. Now the SDN piece is a little different. I mean, what you saw today, like with that lighting demo, where I have a controller-led network, where I've created a level of abstraction where now I can control a large piece of the network through a controller. I've built the interfaces, and I don't have to go into platform by platform by platform by platform to enforce a policy or configure something. And so, I mean, what that is giving us is the ability to just move. I mean, we've implemented a lot of that technology now across the whole portfolio, and you're seeing with the pace we're going to be able to move and innovate using that model.